guys. Obviously, as you know from the title, I'm actually going to be explaining how I went on a 3-month excursion to Western and Southern Africa. So that's what I'm going to be explaining here. I was searching myself, like people who have traveled to Africa and all of that stuff. I didn't really manage to see anything relatable to me, let's say, in terms of anyone doing it. So that's what I'm going to explain about in this video. So I hope this is informative for the people who do want to travel Africa, and I really think everyone needs to go there, like especially if you are African, you're like British African. I feel like there's so many different places that we go to, like Dubai, Bali, I would say Maldives, but Maldives is extremely beautiful. We just go to all these different places that is not our continent, and I feel like there's so many beautiful places in Africa that people don't know about, literally hidden. It's absolutely, it's safe as can be, and it's just so beautiful. And I feel like we need to be giving our money back to our continent, our people, not to like all them other countries where you'll go there and they'll be just snapping you like 10 times a day, honestly. So yeah, I just feel like we should be just going to our own continent, especially if you're African, man. Honestly, go home. So I'm just gonna say what countries I visited. We started off in Ghana. We went to Benin, then we went to Togo, then we got a flight from Togo to Ethiopia to Namibia, then we went to Namibia to South Africa, then we went South Africa to Mozambique, and then that's where we ended. Sadly, in Mozambique, we got caught in a cyclone, which is like I think it's a hurricane. It's like a type of hurricane, but luckily it wasn't on the side that we were, but it was basically coming. So we had to literally cut the trip short and come home. And I went for exactly 3 months on the dot, like literally. So from Christmas to March. You have to also think about your seasons. Some seasons is raining season, some seasons the Hamatan. So you need to know when it's the best time to actually go. And the best time I would say to go is Christmas to like April, just before raining season. Even November times is okay, just before raining season. You don't want to get caught up in the rain out there. Okay, so I'm gonna say how much I spent. So I would say I roughly spent £5,000. This is including my clothes. This is including my flights. This is including my rucksack, like everything. Literally, I spent £5,000, which I think is pretty good. And I was on no budget. Okay, so now I'm gonna actually explain how we done it. So basically, I went with 2 other girls, by the way. They're called Celeste and Elizabeth. So the first thing we done, we have to figure out your route. You have to figure out where you want to go, how you're going to go, and what form of transportation you are actually going to use. Yeah? So how we figured it out was, if you actually look at the map of Africa, it's all together by land, if that makes sense. So you can do a lot of land travel and it's cool, do you get what I mean? So that's how we figured out the route. So with Western Africa, we knew that Ghana borders with Togo, borders with Benin. So you can literally just get a quick cab from Ghana to Togo, from Togo to Benin.
I'm just going to intervene here, as I feel like I did not really explain myself properly. The basis of what I'm trying to say is that it is much more easier to travel by land within Africa. It will save you hundreds of pounds, and the main means of transportation in Africa are vehicles. So there will be loads of taxi and coach services offering to take you anywhere you want to go. You just got to research or ask around. And also just ensure that you search for the border points and see that logistically it makes sense. Another advantage of traveling via land is that whilst on your way to the border point, it will allow you to explore the country, because you may have to pass different towns which you can stop off at and stay a night or two. And of course, that is the best way to actually see the true beauty of Africa.
So that's what we basically done. We figured out the route to go from Ghana to Togo to Benin, get a flight to Namibia, and then Namibia, South Africa, Mozambique. Literally land traveled it most. You save a lot of money that way as well. So that's number 1. Number 2, you need to buy your transportation. The only thing we literally done was buy our flight. So, and that was 1 flight, and that was from Benin to Namibia. And the flight,
again, I'm going to intervene. Basically, we bought the flight before we set off our trip. This was the only part of our travels that was set in place. However, we knew that within the month of traveling via land from Ghana, Togo and Benin, we needed to be in Benin at a certain date to catch that flight we booked to Namibia. Traveling via land also allows you the flexibility of time. So for example, if you like a certain place, you can stay a little longer if you want, or change location at the very last minute. I hope this makes sense.
It was only, how much was flight ticket? It was like £300 to £400. It was no more than £500. £300 to £400 from Benin to Namibia, transiting in Ethiopia. Ethiopian airline is actually a really good airline. So we were transiting, but our transit time was 24 hours. However, they supplied us with a hotel that we could go, and obviously you can go outside and actually see Ethiopia. Ethiopia was absolutely amazing, and I was actually quite shocked with how Ethiopia looked like, because obviously on TV, the way they show Ethiopia, you'll be thinking it's one proper poverty-ridden country, but it was actually proper built up. Like, it was lovely, like proper, they had like a tube system. I was like, wow, is this Ethiopia? Like, it was nice. It was really nice. I'm definitely gonna go back to Ethiopia. So that's the one thing that we done, was buy our flights. The third thing we done was we attained our visas. This is important, guys. You need to make sure you have your visas. So obviously you need to figure out what visas you need for what country. So for Togo, I think it was just visa on arrival. So you go to the border and you can literally get your visa there. One thing you need to always ensure that you have is your yellow fever certificate. They would not allow you in a country without a yellow fever certificate. And if you actually go on the websites of these countries, they'll tell you what you need to enter the country. So you can just figure that out for yourself. Use the government website. Even the Gov website in England, they have like information on traveling different countries and what you would need to attain. So yeah, with Benin, it was literally an e-visa, so easy. It came like 5 minutes after I'd done the application, and it was cheap as well. It was like £60 to £80. Most of the average visa is £60 to £80, which I think is real cheap, you know. And then obviously Namibia, South Africa, you can actually get with a British passport or French passport, EU passport, which I got. You can actually get your visa on arrival. Yeah, on arrival. So kind of lost my train of thought there. And yeah, I think that's all. It's with Mozambique. Now Mozambique, we weren't really sure of what, which is quite kind of careless, but we weren't really sure of the visa restrictions. However, when we got to the border, it turned out that it was visa on arrival as well. I think they had just recently changed the law on that or something like that. Something crazy like that, I don't know. But we were trying to figure it out, but there was like no information out there. We were just like, oh, okay. Next thing you need to do is make sure you get your injections. But I don't think I got to tell you that. I think everyone knows that you have to make sure you get your right like injections and all of that stuff. Just go to your pharmacist or GP and find out what you actually need to do, you know. The next thing we done was accommodation. One thing I would say with accommodation, you don't need to book in advance, honestly. You know what we done? We went to the country, download booking.com, Expedia, ensure you got data.
Now, on the topic of data, I would recommend to, number one, ensure your phone is unlocked before going anywhere. Ensure your phone is unlocked. Go to your phone provider and ensure that you can unlock your phone. This will allow you to now get SIM cards from each of the countries that you go to, and this will allow you to get data. So with some countries, you can buy a SIM card from street sellers. It's so easy, cheap as well. Or you can actually go to the phone companies, just like here, and register yourself and get yourself a SIM. That way, you can be in contact with the world and have data.
Which is easy to come by also in all of these countries. All of these countries, easy to come by. And literally just book it there. Literally, whatever area you're in, just put hotel. There will be like loads of options of hotels, and that's literally what we've done with accommodation. And accommodation is actually super cheap out there as well. I went with 3 people, so it was even cheaper because it was split amongst 3 most of the time. In terms of accommodation, don't like get all frantic about it. You can literally just book it when you're in the country. So that's fine. Literally, you just have to get yourself over there, and literally that's how you do it. You just get yourself over there, figure out your route, get yourself over there, and everything literally falls in place. And in terms of like what to do and activities, so obviously out there, we actually done activities like every single day. We have done an activity every single day for 3 months. We were doing something, so we were literally on the go. You've got to be on the go. You're out here for 3 months, you saved all this money, you need to be doing stuff, like you honestly really do, you know. So literally you just search online for things that you want to do. And we done a lot of like scuba diving. We done, you know what, in every country we done what was recommended to do. And also we bought a book called Africa by Lonely Planet, which was really accurate to the countries. It was really accurate to like the prices you should pay for like a cab, the prices you should pay for food, street seller food, which one's the best restaurants, what's even the best hotel. Read some blogs, research things that you want to do in the countries that you want to go to. There will probably be a lot of information online on things to do there. Maybe search hashtags on Instagram, just do all of them sort of things, and yeah, you'll be good to go.
Another suggestion that I did not add was that it is also of great advantage to ask locals and hotel managers of what to do in their country. They can also hook you up with tour guides, tell you the best places to go, and really guide you in what you want to do. Also, the hospitality in Africa is unmatched. People are always willing to help, so just feel free and ask.
But yeah, one last thing I do want to emphasize on is literally you don't have to break the bank to travel. Like to travel inland within the countries, literally a cab would be like, especially from Ghana to Togo, a cab would be like, it was like £8 to get from Ghana to Togo, and then from Togo to Benin it was £8 as well. And then obviously we just paid for the flight. And Namibia to Southern Africa, there was an amazing coach service called Intercape. I'm telling you, the coach was even better than the coaches here. It had like conditioned coaches, toilets, recliner seats, nice lighting. Like it was a good comfy coach. And then with Intercape you can get, I think, all around Southern Africa, and it's well cheap as well. It's like £30. So imagine I'm paying like under £30 for travel between each country. I just paid my flight, so that was so travel altogether was like £1,000. And then obviously you just pay for food, and maybe if you want a massage or activities like scuba diving, snorkeling, all of that, and then you're good. Like literally it's so much easier than you would think, honestly. And I hope this video has honestly helped you, and yeah, I hope you guys just travel Africa, please go, it's beautiful. But yeah, see ya.